Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Thursday, Jupiterian day, Thursday, November 16th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to the number 7 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to the spirit animal, we are inspired today by the spider energy. So with the spider being the spirit animal for the day, the spider always reminds me of a few things. The first thing that the spider reminds me of is weaving my web wisely, in the sense that you look at this beautiful, intricate web that the spider has woven. So to me, it's like my next move needs to be my best move type of vibe whenever I think of the spider energy. But the spider also reminds me of trickster energy, in the sense that there have been times in my life where spiders are always around, but I'll notice that whenever I need to pay close attention to certain encounters, that's when the spider will just appear in my space out of nowhere. And like I say, they're always around, but that's when they'll stand out, like out of the norm. And whenever they'll show up in my world, I need to pay attention to where they are and what they're doing, and it'll kind of reflect the interaction that's happening in my world and what I need to pay attention to. Most of the times when the spider would show up for me is whenever I was not seeing a situation or a person for what they are. It always showed up when I was seeing the potential of a thing and overlooking what's happening. So for me, the spider represents two things. It represents being conscious about the steps that I'm taking, and also, I guess the spider for me represents consciousness all around, because it's consciousness about the steps that I'm taking, meaning weaving my web wisely, meaning your next move needs to be your best move type of energy. And at the same time too, the spider has also represented deception, and deception not always in the most dramatic or intentional ways. For me, in my experience with it, it could have been as simple as a person withholding information just because. So I think of like how a person will flat out and just lie to you. And then in another situation, a person will hold back information and kind of allow you to weave your own web, allow you to think what you want to think, opposed to thinking the truth or seeing the reality of a thing. So whenever I see the spider energy, it always brings me back to being present, being conscious. Make sure I'm seeing the whole picture and I'm not seeing the potential within a person, place, or thing, is what the spider spirit animal has taught me showing up in my world. And with the energies in the day adding up and reducing to the number 7 vibration, the number 7 brings me to seeking some kind of a truth, like diving deep, looking for something or trying to understand something on a deeper level. And the truth that you seek can only come from within you. So you could find yourself running things by your homeboy, your homegirl, whoever, but no matter what they say, it's like all of it just doesn't connect, because the truth that you seek has to come from within. And more than likely, you've already had a past experience that's similar to the one that you're trying to understand, that can lend you some information that will help you to have a better understanding. And in all reality, it always comes down to us. Like, that's why you're the most powerful person that you know, because it comes down to you understanding yourself better. and also to understanding your own energy and how you will choose to respond in every situation. And talking about respond, which ties into responsibility. The moon is in Capricorn, so the moon, our inner world, is in a place where we're reflective more on our goals, our legacy in this world, and more than anything, our responsibility. What is my part? What is my role within this thing? So when I look at the spider as a spirit animal energy, the spider brings me to, maybe us deceiving ourselves when it comes to imagining ourselves taking on certain roles or goals or living up to certain expectations, and not because that's what's real for us or what's important to us, but only because maybe approval and acceptance might be a motivating factor. When I think about approval and acceptance, I think about, how the day is the 16th and the number 1 is the I am. The number 6 is an energy that deals with our status, our goals, things that we aspire to, things that we want to experience on a tangible level. It also deals with community. So a lot of whatever it is that we're researching or diving deep about or questioning, like I get the feeling of feeling stuck today. It's like that feeling like something went over my head. It's that feeling where it's like something was said or something happened, and it's not until after you're putting the pieces together and realizing that, wow, there's more to this. I overlooked this, or I need to understand this a little bit deeper. Those are some of the things that I'm getting with the energy. And Jupiter is the ruler of the day, and Jupiter is in Taurus, and Jupiter is positively aspecting the moon in Capricorn. Taurus and Capricorn energies are both earth energies. So with Jupiter positively aspecting the moon, I feel like it's a good thing where on the inside we'll feel really optimistic about our ambitions and our goals. And I have to send a shout out to my dreams or my spirit guides or whoever, because I could be super ambitious when it comes to goals and just always coming up with different ideas, and I'll go to sleep and they'll humble me real quick by showing me certain parts of the process that I'll overlook. Because a lot of the times we have these glamorous callings in our minds and how we want to see ourselves in the world, but we tend to overlook the process, and the process is super important. And it's like, can you keep up with the process that comes with this thing? It's like, yes, the title is one thing, but the process that is necessary to get to that goal or to keep attaining that goal or to maintain this thing, it's like, is it in alignment with you and your truth? And I feel like a lot of the times, like I said, in the awakening world, I'm optimistic and I'm focused on the outcome and what it'll look like and feel like, but I'm overlooking the process. And that's when I'll go to sleep and I'll see the process and I'll be able to take a good look at myself and how I feel dealing with that. And it's like, no, maybe not. That's not for me. So let me just keep it pushing and focusing on what I'm focusing on. So, that's something to keep in mind. And the tarot for the day is the Magician. And I feel like the Magician and the Spider energies coming up together. I don't know, like it doesn't feel like combination wise, these two cards coming up together for me is just, it's like, to me, it reads deception, because with the Magician energy in the upright position, I think about like saying, someone using their powers for good, someone utilizing all of their resources and just making magic. I think of like nature and things flowing in order, where when I think of the Magician card in the reversal position, I think of like GMO, I think of inorganic, I think of manipulating energy. And with the spider also next to it, it brings me to some kind of manipulative energy, something to watch out for. And of course, like for me personally, others cannot manipulate us or deceive us without our permission. And when I say permission, meaning there's something that we want to see within the situation, why we will dismiss our intuition and premonitions that's always telling us the truth on a thing. Like for me, sometimes I'll meet certain people and then I'll get so disappointed with my intuition and premonition because I'll see certain things that I don't want to see, because instead I'll want to see like, the potential of the situation, but then my spirit guides will just show me things. And for me, the way how my intuition works is or a way how it works is my intuition will sometimes use certain energies from the past, people, places, or things. And I might look at, say, for example, I'm looking at someone or something and I'll see a flash of something that I've seen before, and I'll know that this person, place, or thing has a similar spirit, or my interaction with that thing will be very similar to a certain experience that I've had, or what is the main. So this is when I realized that spirits or something that is, how would I explain like a spirit? Like, to me, spirit is like, say someone has the spirit of deception, or someone have the spirit of kindness. It's almost like it's a filter that can come over a person. So it's like, think about how people go on the phone, their phone or the internet to take pictures and things like that, and they're using different filters, where I feel like spirits are different, like energy filters like that pretty much embody us based on our frequency. So when I say frequency, think about temperature, and think about how certain organisms or different things could only survive within a certain temperature. So it's like your temperature is your energy, your thoughts that you're having, the kind of energy that you're harvesting within you. I'm thinking about how you'll watch certain movies and it's like a certain spirit will come and it will possess a certain person, and then have that person doing their deeds, because it's like that person has the temperature to host that kind of entity. So for me, I'm thinking about, how I'll come across different people and it's like they'll remind me of someone else, and they might not look like that person, but it's like for a second when I see them, I'm seeing them through different eyes, and the spirit guides, or maybe the spirit that helps me to see with discernment, will present them to me in a certain way. And then I'll have to think to myself, what is the key? Like, if I was to sum the person they're reminding me of up into one word, what would that one word be? And right away, it's like, I'll know, okay, this person also shares that same spirit. But I like to also bring in the practical, tangible side of life into things, in the sense that, my spirit will show me something and I'll make a mental note of it, but not judge that person to it or hold them to it, but allow myself to communicate with them and interact. And then I'll start to see tangible things that will validate what spirit showed me. But after a while, you just learn to trust your intuition. And with the magician energy and the spider, like I was saying, someone cannot trick you, manipulate you, or deceive you without your permission, in the sense that, take a step back and ask yourself, what do I want to see in this situation? Because whatever it is that you want to see in the situation is probably what you're going to see. And because that's what you want to see, you'll also play into the manipulation or the deception or whatever is at hand, so that you could see what you want to see. So it's like, say for a person, they're driven by status. And with the number 6 energy, sometimes status could be a motivating factor. So a person might be driven by status and they're getting to know a certain person, and that person gives them a certain kind of vibe, makes them feel uncomfortable. They're anxious. Ever since they started dealing with this person, they're anxious. And that anxiousness might be a sign that being in this relationship with this person will cause you to be anxious all the time, because maybe the way how they do things, or certain things about their personality, or just the connection together might bring out the worst in both person. But the person will feel themselves anxious, feel themselves going through different things, but overlook what they're going through because them and this person look so good together. Or status wise, this person looks so good to associate oneself with, or based on, societal's goals and norms and things that we have to live up to. You're approaching a certain age, and when people approach this certain age, they normally check certain boxes. So you're trying to check certain boxes. So because you're trying to check certain boxes, you're forcing yourself in a situation. So this is where we'll see what we want to see. We see what we want to see, opposed to seeing the reality. It's like a person's buying a car and they're being sold a lemon, and intuitively they can tell something is off, but at the same time, it's like, this is so good to be true. Like, you get to have this foreign car and it's such a cheap price, and how you're going to look with the sunroof down, and blah, 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 whatever. So it's like you overlook the reality of what spirit is showing you. because of what there is to gain when it comes to the situation. So when it comes to the day, we have a T-square happening between Uranus, the Sun conjunct Mars in Scorpio, and Saturn in Pisces. So I think of scorpionic energy dealing with things that are hidden, things that are private, hidden, private, maybe even our finances when it comes to credit and just money we gain through other people or other things that we associate ourselves with or even invest in. And then Saturn in Pisces, you know, us structuring our goals, our imaginations, and being organized when it comes to our manifestations. And then Uranus in Taurus brings me to wanting freedom when it comes to all earthly things. So when I think about that T-square happening between those signs and the planets, it just brings me to, like I said, avoiding what's in our face because we want to see what we want to see. And also to like having this, so it's like, to me, it's like seeing the world through rose-colored glasses, and instead wanting to see that and not wanting to see the reality of what is. I wanted to implement something new. Y'all won't be able to see me roll, but you'll just have to trust. Okay, so we have the number 4 come up. So with the number 4 coming up within today's energy, it brings me to paying attention for some when it comes to things that deals with our home, our family, maybe even our mothers, or also to our emotions. How we like I'm hearing like regulation of your emotions. So for some of us, it could even be, say, our hormones or how we're eating or different things like that, that causes us to experience anxiety or different emotions and things like that, to the point where it's hard for us to discern whether we're getting anxious from intuitively picking up on something, or it has something to do with something that we've consumed and we're reacting to the consumption of that thing. But also too, with the number 4 energy, for some of you, maybe you're moving, maybe you're looking to buy a home, rent a home, sell a home, something around the home environment. Maybe you're getting work done around the home. With the number 4 energy showing up for today, don't be afraid to get a second opinion. Also too, don't force anything, don't rush anything, allow everything to transpire and unfold on its own, because, you know, it's bringing me to that saying, haste makes waste. So when we try to force ourselves into a situation or force a situation, it never works out for us, because rejection is the creator's protection. And I feel like it's like resistance is always the universe's way of redirecting our steps or trying to get our attention on something. So don't force anything today. Such a pleasure sharing this message with you. If you'd like to book a natal chart awareness coaching session with me, or check out my exclusive weekly content available only on Patreon, the links for that is in the description box below. But before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a purple heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.